Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Fairly recently, there are some issues that have been bothering Nigerians apart from politics and Peter Obi being the president of Nigeria. Another key issue has been the issue of insecurity in the country. Nigerians already has given up on the federal government, and some people are considering resorting to self-help, and even the lawmakers are of the opinion that President Muhammadu Buhari should be impeached on the grounds of failing to protect Nigerians, which is one of the key responsibility of his office. But right now, a much stronger warning is coming on the issue of insecurity in the country. And in another news, senior advocates of Nigerians are backing senator on their move to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari. We're going to be looking at those two news in some few minutes from now. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. According to the news, the leader of INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Yodele, on Sunday issued some warnings concerning the security situation in Nigeria. Premier Ayodele revealed that Nigerians have not seen anything yet, adding that more was still to come. In a statement signed by his media aide Osho Oluwatosin, the cleric said, except President Muhammadu Buhari changes those who are in charge of security in the country, things would not get better. Explaining that one major reason for insecurity is corruption in the country's security system. Prime Minister Yodele said a governor will be attacked and important personalities will be kidnapped. Continuing, he mentioned that security operatives will start fighting each other in the country, adding that there will soon be a murder of all protests against these happenings in the country. However, the prophet stated that the security situation of the country can be better, but the bad leaders are not allowing it. According to his word, Ayodele said, Nigerians have not seen anything yet. If President Muhammadu Buhari doesn't change those in charge of the security, there is so much corruption in our security system and more is yet to come. They will attack a governor and kidnap important personalities in the country, and I still see the mother of all protests coming up against these things. Nothing has changed or nothing has happened yet. Security operatives will start fighting themselves. The worst is about to happen if Buhari doesn't handle security well. Security can bring up something good, but our bad leaders are not allowing it. Meanwhile, in a related development, six senior advocates in Nigeria, in the country, has thrown their weight behind some members of the National Assembly over their 6-week ultimatum to President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately halt the rising insecurity in the country or face removal from office. The lawmakers, particularly some members of the Senate who staged a walkout from Wednesday's proceeding, had expressed anger that the current administration had woefully failed to curtail terrorism, which has to come to the doorstep of the seat of power in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), Abuja. In their separate interview with our newspaper, the senior lawyers described the move as commendable. Mr. Femi Falana, Chief Mike Ezeome, Malam Ahmed Raji, Reverend John, Mr. Dayo Akinlaja, and Mr. Ebun Alu Adegbonruwa justify the ultimatum given to President Muhammadu Buhari by the federal lawmakers. Some of the senior lawyers who described the lawmakers' threat as a wake-up call for President Buhari, however, expressed strong reservations about the capability of the lawmakers to implement their threat. Azome described the lawmakers' action as perfectly in order, According to him, he said it is even coming too late. They should have done this over 2 years ago, when, after his second ticket, he showed no sign of improvement in his leadership capacity and governance style. Surely you cannot give what you don't have. Zome, however, added that the Ninth Senate National Assembly is too weak to carry out this threat. According to him, it will evaporate into thin air. It possesses no teeth, not even gums to bite. It can never mobilize the required two-thirds majority vote under Section 143 of the 1999 Constitution to carry out the impeachment threat. Otherwise, President Muhammadu Buhari has done more than enough to deserve impeachment. He identified what he described as prostrate insecurity as some of the evidence of Buhari's failure. According to him, he said, "Do you not know that Nigeria has fallen into the category of failed states, with non-state actors detecting to Buhari's legitimately elected government? Do you not know that Abuja, the federal capital, is no longer safe, with bandits and Boko Haram strolling freely, bulldozing their way into Kuje prison and releasing their fellow inmates?" On his part, Falana argued that the efforts of Buhari's administration are not enough, as they have not yielded positive results. Hence, he called for the president's resignation, since he says he's anxious to return home. He doubted the seriousness of the opposition senators about their plans to impeach the president, as they have threatened. He said if they had wanted to commence the impeachment of the president, they would have signed and served an impeachment notice pursuant to Section 143 of the Constitution. They did not sign the notice. Since the impeachment may not succeed because the APC control both chambers of the National Assembly, the senior lawyers observe, describing the threat of removal of Buhari as the confirmation of the reality of the failure of his government. Adegborua cited Section 142 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to buttress his support for the impeachment threat. The section states that it is hereby accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government, through their constitution, derive all its power and authority, be that the security and welfare of the people should be the primary purpose of government, and see that the participation by the people in their government should be ensured following provision of this constitution. He argued that the Buhari administration has failed to fulfill its statutory responsibility to the people of the Federation, citing heinous cases of insecurity across all states. Adegbo Rowa explained that federal lawmakers are the people who represent their constituency in the National Assembly. They can feel fear in the minds of everyone due to insecurity in our land. What this means is that the government has failed. According to him, he said there is no element of reasonable assurance of security anywhere in this country that has failed. This means that there is no government. If there is any government at all, it has failed to fulfill its statutory responsibility to the people. While justifying the lawmakers' threat to remove the president, Adegborua noted that the call should have come earlier than now concerning the failure of government, especially at the federal level. He said the call is justified. I support it, and a good number of Nigerians support it. Presently, we have reached a dead end. People can no longer sleep. They can no longer travel freely. They can no longer farm. There is nothing people can do reasonably with some level of assurance, because bandit, insurgents, and terrorists have taken over. They have a plan to kidnap the president. They are working towards that goal every day. The senior lawyer challenged the civil society actors, human rights campaigners, professional bodies, and the people of Nigeria to rise and intensify the campaign to get rid of incompetent leadership. Civil society organizations should play a major role in the campaign for the removal of the president. I also urge the people of Nigeria to become more sensitive and be involved in holding the government accountable. Similarly, Raji stated that the threat was a welcome development if it would make the president wake up to his responsibility of protecting lives and property. According to him, the state of the insecurity calls for grave concern. All effort must be made to reverse the trend. If it will take the impeachment threat to wake up everyone, it is good strategy by the distinguished senators. I pray we quickly fix the security problem in the interest of all of us. I don't think they seriously desire impeachment. They wanted to strongly register total discontent with the state of insecurity, and I think that has been achieved. Biayesha, on his part, observed that there is so much anger in the land because the situation in the country is horrible, with terrorists and bandits taking over the government in the country. While he stated the government seems ridiculously helpless, adding that its help failures has brought Nigerians into a state of hopelessness. He lamented that the most annoying and disturbing thing is that in this state of anomie, the president is always traveling out of the country. Baisha said that the call for the president impeachment by members of the National Assembly is justifiable. However, I would say that other than the call for impeachment being a wake-up call to the president, the call will not serve any useful purpose. The people making the call are just playing at the gallery. They are also part and parcel of the problem of our nation. They live in their comfort zone, earning fat salaries for doing nothing in a country whose economy is in dead stretch. So it does not lie in their mouth to be asking for the president's impeachment. Also reacting, Akinlaja stated that when it is borne in mind that Section 14 of the Constitution prescribes that the welfare and security of the people shall be the primary purpose of government, it is bound to be understood that the President, as the Chief Executive and Commander-in-Chief, has a constitutional duty to ensure adequate welfare and security for the people. As an inescapable offshoot of this scenario is that failure to provide welfare and security for the people is tantamount to a violation of the Constitution and may qualify for gross misconduct upon which a president may be removed. The caveat here, however, is that the National Assembly is the sole determinant of what constitutes gross misconduct for the removal of the president. According to him, if it is adjudged by the National Assembly that the president has failed in the area of provision of welfare and security, there is a legitimate basis for its members to invoke their prerogative to remove the president on the footings thereof in plain terms. Therefore, the national lawmakers are in order in taking the step they have taken to give the president the benefit of boggling up vis-a-vis the issue of security or risk facing their commencement of his removal process at the expiry of the ultimatum issued. Wow, that was quite a long one, but it was worth it because this is the perspective of some key lawmakers, or sorry, some key senior advocates in the country. Looking at what has happened thus far in Nigeria, I don't think that there's anything wrong in telling Mr. President that if within 6 months you don't do the needful, you'll be kicked out of office because the situation is getting worse day after day. We've heard what Prime Minister Yodele has said. What's your position on this? Do well to